is up, everybody? It is the Midnight Chronicler bringing to you tonight a video that for sure is going to be controversial, but I promise everyone here it's all in good fun. I'm in the middle of reading The Wheel of Time right now. I'm really enjoying the series, but as you all know, The Wheel of Time has a very interesting, in my opinion, and different kind of art style for all of its covers. And I thought it would be fun to kind of go ahead and go through all the books tonight and give my opinion, rate from 1 to 10, all of the book covers, the art. I am actually really interested to give my opinion on these because I am not a huge fan of the artwork for these books. Maybe for some of you it might be very nostalgic, or maybe you have a soft spot for it. The art was done by the late Daryl K. Sweet, who is the artist for all of the books, I believe, except for Memory of Light. Unfortunately, Mr. Sweet passed away before that cover art was completed, to the best of my knowledge. But I wanted to go through, guys, because this is such a massive series. As you all know, there are 15 books in total, if you count A New Spring, and there's so much artwork and so many cool images and maybe not so cool images to kind of go through and look at. But I wanted to go through because the art style is so unique, this series, and just kind of give my thoughts and give a quick rating from 1 to 10. Now, please keep in mind, something that I might give a 5 does not mean that the art is bad. It just simply means that I think it's kind of average, or, anything obviously below a 5 will be worse than average in my opinion, but it is all just my opinion, guys. The books themselves are fantastic. Much respect to the artist, but I just really wanted to give my thoughts on these, and please leave a comment below. Let me know which cover art of which book is your favorite, and just kind of what your thoughts on this list are. Maybe we agree on some, maybe we really disagree, but either way, let's have fun with it. Let's start off, guys, with The Eye of the World. Now, this book I finished a few months back. The Eye of the World, it's so weird, once the Wheel of Time kind of became the Wheel of Time as we all know it, the cover arts sort of stuck with this style, and kind of caught several action scenes. And I think that this cover, really kind of captures the book fairly well. It really puts a lot of emphasis, as you can tell, on the band of main characters that you follow. One thing I will say is that in a lot of Daryl K. Sweet's art, the characters on the cover arts do not really match super well to what I picture in my head necessarily for the characters. I don't really picture Land to look so much like a knight in shining armor as he's depicted here. Moraine looks pretty good, and I'm not sure, that might be Rand or something there. I'm not completely positive, but you can see a little bit of the landscape there on the cover art. Overall, I think this cover is okay. I don't think it is fantastic. It's certainly not my favorite cover art for all the books. It's sort of, sort of typical, I guess. It's just a band of warriors, and the main character is traveling to somewhere. Obviously, it's not full of action really, but it's very regal looking, and very the characters look very stoic, I guess. And the blue, I don't mind. The color of it is sort of, not my favorite mixture, like the black against like blue, like a dark blue background. The colors for the title I'm not super thrilled with either. It's kind of like a weird greenish yellow with an orange outline. Not super deep into this one, guys. I'm going to go ahead and give The Eye of the World book cover, not the book itself, just the cover art, and the look of it, a 5 out of 10, I think. So pretty average for me there. So that's book one. We're already making people mad. All right, let's go. So The Great Hunt. This one I think is a smidgen better than The Eye of the World. You have a Loyal here, and I believe that might be Celine there, and obviously Rand there holding the horn. Again, that is really not what I picture for Loyal in my head. I believe that's supposed to be Loyal. It does not look like that at all in my head. But I think Rand looks okay. Same with Celine. The back of the cover art, or the cover I should say, I think is really cool. It depicts, I guess, some Shan maybe fighters. Definitely not Trollocs there, but it's a little, you know, getting a little bit more actiony. It's kind of suspenseful looking there. And then obviously we have Rand here. I do like the text colors, like the red and the yellow. It's kind of has like a very kind of classic look to it. I think it looks pretty good. The Great Hunt, I think I will probably up it a little bit from the Eye of the World. I will give this one a 6 out of 10. It's an okay cover. Doesn't really blow me away, but looks good enough. Actually, there is a little guy back there. Kind of watch them and all that. But yeah, Great Hunt. It's okay. 6 out of 10. Not bad. The Dragon Reborn. I think that this cover is actually very cool. The only thing that I don't know if I'm crazy about is that the title colors they chose are such a contrast to the red. I almost wonder if maybe a different color for the title would have looked a little bit cleaner on here. The blue just kind of stands out so much from the rest of the cover. But I do like the picture of Kalendor there and the red columns there in tier. Very cool. And by the way, guys, I'm only on book 5, so as far as content wise of the book and how well it matches to the cover, I won't be a super deep expert on it, obviously, past book 5, but I still will hopefully be able to comment on what I think of the artwork in general. But in general, I do like the way that this looks. I like the way that the sword, you know, glows there. It definitely evokes a good bit of mystery about the story, and I think that overall it's a pretty strong cover. You got some Aiel there. You know, pretty mysterious. It lets you know that the story is going to be, you know, pretty epic and filled with a good bit of action. But I think this probably is my favorite so far of the first 3 covers here. So if I had to go 5 out of 10 here, 6 out of 10, I would probably go 6.5 out of 10. It's a little bit of an upgrade from the Great Hunt. Doesn't look too bad, but yeah, the title there really kind of sticks out, the blue. I'm not sure how I feel about that. So there you go. 6.5. So far, so average, I guess, right, guys? So here we go. Like I said, no offense to anyone. If you really enjoy some of these covers, I'm not trying to rain on your parade. Let's just have a good conversation about it. Next, Shadow Rising. One of the many heralded, actually probably the most heralded book in the series. I actually will have a review for this book up on the channel here before too long. I did enjoy this book. I'll get into my deeper thoughts when the review actually goes up. The cover does not do it for me, though. It just sort of, it obviously depicts whenever the heroes are in the waste. And it's really not much of an action shot. It's just kind of them sitting around a campfire, as you can tell. I just don't really dig what's going on in this, guys. I'll be completely honest. There's really not much of anything. I'm not sure how you read this book and the first image. You would think that if you're illustrating, you know, these covers or just books in general, a cover for a book, you would think, okay, what part of the story really kind of stuck out to me? And for whatever reason, I guess it was this part where they're just kind of chilling in the waste and nothing's really going on. So yeah, I'm just not a big fan of this cover at all, guys. I'm probably going to go ahead and give this like a 3 out of 10, I think, which is, I know, in stark contrast to how well people really love this book. Yeah, the cover just does not do it justice, in my opinion. But there you go. Shadow Rising, great book, not a very great cover, in my opinion. Now, the book that I'm currently on, The Fires of Heaven. Now, again, we have a little bit of a Great Hunt callback where the Shan-Chan, I believe the Shan-Chan soldiers, probably, are sort of on the back cover there. Excuse the outside noise. They're kind of stalking the main characters. I believe that's probably Rand there. Obviously, we got Matt on the left, and I'm not sure who that is off the top of my head. I don't believe that's Avienda. Hair is too long. But I will say this about the Fires of Heaven cover. It's maybe a little bit better than the Shadow Rising. I love the colors and the vibrancy of the title here. The gold and the red just looks awesome, in my opinion. It really kind of stands out. It makes it look kind of royal, I think. Very, very, well, first off, very cool title. and very beautiful text for the title. So because of the Sean Chan and because of I like the colors of the title, I'll probably give this like a 4.5 out of 10. So still not really cooking with gas yet on these covers, and yeah, we'll just kind of see if the rest of the series sort of picks up. We will move on to book number 6 here, guys. And just by the way, these are not all first editions. I have some first editions with these books. Several of them are not. I will love to get first editions with these. But regardless, first edition or more of a reprint that I have, the covers do not change. They are still the same. So book number 6, The Lord. I'm actually very interested to get to this book because I think that the cover is pretty cool. Lord of Chaos. As you can kind of see already, they stuck with that gold and red text for the title, which I am completely okay with. There is, I can't recall the name of this enemy in the books, but there is a kind of a bat enemy that shows up in The Great Hunt, I believe, and obviously we have Rand here. I like the dark kind of foreboding sky that's going on, the purples and the oranges. It does look pretty good. There's not a ton going on in the in this cover art is kind of what I would probably say holds it back a little bit for me. It's just kind of Rand with his shirt open in the front and some Aes Sedai. I don't know who that could be yet. I am not there. Oh, actually, wow. The back cover is very, very, very cool. I think that I just am going to up my original grade for this. So originally, guys, I was going to give Lord of Chaos a 6.5 out of 10. I may have to up it to a 7. No, we'll stay with a 6.5. The main draw is the front cover, and it's not doing a ton for me. Like I said, I do like the colors. The back is probably the sickest back that we've had so far. That does look, it looks pretty sweet. Little violent there too, but 6.5, very solid score compared to the rest so far. And yeah, Lord of Chaos, very, very good looking cover. All right, rolling right through. Book number 7, Crown of Swords. Now, I will say, I like that the color that sticks out the most in this particular one is blue, obviously. The cover is very blue. I'm very cool with that. I even like the way that the title there kind of contrasts the yellow. Looks good against the blue. And even where Robert Jordan's name is down there, we kind of have the blue and the yellows there. It looks very, very good. Again, I have not gotten this far in the series yet, so I'm not sure where this is. Very cool looking environment, or I'm not sure if that's maybe like a different realm or what's going on there, but I do not mind this cover at all. On the back, we have a very, very goofy looking Trolloc, I know that the books mention that some of them maybe have eagles for heads, but I don't really think I ever picture something like that for a Trolloc, but hey, there you go. Again, very, very neat looking back. Again, the backs on some of these covers are more entertaining than the front, in my opinion, but yeah, not bad. Kind of a ruined city there, some kind of escape, and you can see, I would assume more Trollocs or more enemies there in the background, but this is a very, very nice cover. I would give this one a solid 7 out of 10. Okay, book number 8. This one, it caught my eye. I actually very, very like this one. This is Path of Daggers. I love the kind of war horse battle. Obviously, you have the Dragon Reborn kind of flag going on there, and the Aes Sedai kind of yin yang looking flag there as well. Like I said, I'm not sure what happens up to this point, but this is a very, very cool cover. And I will say once again, because I recall what the back of this is, I like the back, and yeah, that is awesome in my opinion. I'm not sure if this is the giant kind of statue that Rand and the gang runs into that is sort of half sticking out of the ground whenever they're traveling through in the Great Hunt, that Rand is able to use to channel with. But that is so cool. Very evocative of like the Statue of Liberty or something like that. I just love that landscape there. And, obviously I would assume Rand there at the front. and very, very cool. But to kind of finish off, Path of Daggers, very, very cool cover. Really, really like it. One of my favorites so far. I would go ahead and give Path of Daggers book cover a 7.5. 7.5. Such a cool back as well. We have book 9, Winter's Heart. Now this is in the dreaded slog for the Wheel of Time. Winter's Heart, I believe, is the beginning or the middle of it. It might be the middle of it, I guess. I will say though, I love, 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 love the purple and the gold text up here, and how that contrasts with the white snowy background. Looks so, so clean, so good. The characters here, again, I'm not sure who we're really looking at. By the axe, looks like maybe that's Perrin, although I don't know why he looks like a hobbit in this cover. But yeah, I like that, it's got the snowy background. The battle that looks like it's about to rage on here is very kind of evocative and makes you wonder about the book. So it looks very good. But I will say Winter's Heart, for being part of the slog, I do think that the cover is very nice. I do like the contrast of the title color to the rest of the cover. Though there's not a whole ton going on, I do think that this looks very, very neat. So I will give this one I'll give this one a 5 out of 10. Okay, book 10. Speaking of 10, I was gonna say, speaking of 5 out of 10. Oh, this might be lower than that though. I really do not dig this cover at all. I actually think it's got too much going on in it, and I think that the brownish greens going on in the background don't really make for a very aesthetically pleasing looking cover. I'm not crazy about. So the purple text and gold bold text from Winter's Heart, book 9, that I just showed you, looks so much better than this. Maybe just because I don't have a first edition, but this does not pop nearly as much. And like the purplish bluish color sort of blends in a little bit to this background that we have going on. And just I don't like the use of all the browns and the trees and everything. It just looks a little bit too busy, and at first glance it's sort of hard to discern exactly what's going on. It just kind of looks like it was all thrown up on the cover, and the back isn't doing too much more for me either. It sort of looks like a Bob Ross painting with some Wheel of Time characters pasted in the front in the foreground there. So not a big fan of Crossroads of Twilight. I think this cover is like a 3 out of 10. The Knife of Dreams, the slog at this point, as many have told me, is over. So book 11, much, much better book, as I understand it. I don't know if the cover is that much better, though. I think, again, we have like a yellow and blue, actually. A yellow title with blue outline. It's very faint. You can't quite pick it up on the camera, but I don't really like the colors used here. The orange kind of over here with the tapestry and whoever that, I guess that might be Tom. And the yellow, just not real crazy about the look of this one, guys. And again, not a ton going on. It looks like they're maybe planning for something here. Like I said, again, I've not read up to here yet, so I'm just projecting what I see. But does not look super exciting. I would assume even if I knew what was going on here, I wouldn't think that this was that much more interesting looking. Yeah, and again, kind of pretty plain Jane on the back too. I think this, oh man, this is vying for my least favorite so far. This, I would say, I'll call it a 3. I'll put it right in line with the last one that we just had up, Crossroads of Twilight. Two very, very bland covers in my opinion. But heard this book is excellent, so I actually can't wait to read this one. But yeah, as far as the cover itself, that is a meh for me. Oh man, we are already at book 12. We are at the Robert Jordan / Brandon Sanderson era of the Wheel of Time here. And this cover is it's kind of meh again. I'll say it is better than the last two. It's better than Knife of Dreams in my opinion, and it's definitely better than Crossroads of Twilight. just not a ton going on. Just people looking at Rand with his fist up in the air and his dragon symbol tattoo thing on his arm, for the Kardakarn or however you say it. But yeah, there's a hole in the side of this house. I don't know if rain just burst through it or what's going on there. Can't wait to get to the story, obviously, to find out. But yeah, the Gathering Storm, not a very, very neat cover, in my opinion. This is going to be like a 3.5 for me, guys. I'm sorry if you really enjoy this book or if you really love this cover. I'm not trying to offend you, but yeah, not really doing much for me. So we've kind of hit a lull, guys, as far as, well, we've hit a slog in terms of interesting book covers, in my opinion, in the Chronicler's opinion here. So hopefully things kind of start to ramp up. We have Towers of Midnight, which is book 2 of Brandon Sanderson giving his all to the series. It is book 13 of the series, and I'm getting instantly, guys, a lot of Crossroads of Twilight vibes from this. Very, again, foresty, Bob Rossi kind of looking, or Bob Rossi, Bob Ross. Sorry, all these paintings or all these covers are giving me Bob Ross backlash. But yeah, I don't, man, that might be the worst back of all the books so far. I just don't like the fall colors and whatever's going on there. There's nothing interesting happening there. It is just a trunk of a tree. Huh, man. We have taken a downward spiral, guys. So, okay. Towers of Midnight, it is, I don't know, what do you think? I'm not feeling too crazy about this one. I think that's another 3. I'll go as low as 3. I can't give any of these a 1 or a 2, guys, because that would just be super insulting. And I'm not trying to insult Daryl K. Sweet's memory or anything. I think he's a super talented artist. The art is just not maybe hitting me for some of these covers as well as I would like it to. But I do want to be honest, because I think that it is an interesting style and it's an interesting conversation to have. But again, we just are hitting kind of a lull with these covers, in my opinion. But hey, really love the series. Just do not love some of these last covers. This one is going to get another 3 from me. I hate doing that, but gotta be honest with how I feel. Finally, well, actually not finally. There is, you know what? Let's talk about A New Spring before we get to Memory of Light, because this one I think is maybe a little bit better than the other ones. Love the purple with the gold kind of outline for the text. Looks very good. I like the castle in the background. That's also not too bad. Again, we're kind of getting like an Eye of the World vibe here, guys, although I don't think this cover is quite as nice as the Eye of the World. We kind of have like these browns and yellows, and they just don't really do it for me. I don't really like the look of that, but again, a back cover that is not super, super interesting or blowing me away. But I will say that I at least like the colors of this a little bit better, guys, if that means much. I'd probably give this one a 4 out of 10. That's for New Spring. Obviously, I have not read this one yet. Yeah, not blown away by that. But let's get to the last one, and maybe we can leave on a high note here, guys. This is A Memory of Light. It is, first off, I love the name A Memory of Light. I think that is such a nostalgic / heartwarming / evocative of positive feeling and memory that I just can't get over it. The title itself, I know we're not judging on titles here, but will just say I think that is my favorite title of the whole series. I just love the feeling that reading that title gives me. And I will say, I think this is a very, very strong cover. It might be my favorite cover. So I'm not sure how much input that our buddy Daryl K. Sweet had on this cover. He might have drawn his own version, but I do really, really very much love this cover, guys. It is my favorite cover of the entire series. It gets an 8 out of 10 for me. I love Rand here holding Kalendor, and Kalendor looks so epic. Just looks exactly how you picture it in the book. I love the cave here. And obviously, we have a few other characters in the background there. I'm not sure who those might be. Maybe they're Moraine, maybe they're Egwene, maybe they're Elaine, maybe they're obviously 2 of those 3 people. It can't be all 3 of them, but I would assume it's maybe a few of those. But I do love the cover. It's very simple. It is about Rand. Obviously, the whole series is about Rand, and he is front and center in this cover. And I think that it is a beautifully, beautifully done cover. Very clean looking. I even like the colors used for A Memory of Light's title here. It just looks very, very clean, guys. I like it. The series, in my opinion, thankfully ended on a very high note with this cover for Memory of Light. Really, really like this. Looks very good, very clean. Awesome. 8 out of 10. Man, guys, this was interesting. My camera ran out of memory a few times, so I apologize for any hiccups in the video, but this was very, very cool to do. Really enjoyed this, guys. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Leave a comment about what you maybe agree with or disagree with as far as our opinions. Let's have a fun debate. This was fun to do. Enjoyed it. Thank you so much, guys. Catch you later.